That feeling when you break up with somebody and suddenly you are left with all those questions you cannot answer and you just cannot grasp. Yeah, I was there, and considering I had a breakup with a situationship, if you ever experience breakup with situationship, you know that those can be so freaking messy. And it was. So I wrote this poem. I would like to read you, and then I would like to talk a little bit more about it. So this is questions. Did our paths really intertwine just to leave a non-erasable trace that will lead us both home? Were we destined to meet only to become a better versions for our future D1s? Were you my spellbinding stepping stone, enchanting my senses and awaking the love I need to protect for somebody else? Was that really your main role in my life? To show me all the things and then let me go as an enhanced version for somebody else? Was this the extent of the narrative that the stars have written for us? Was the good part a prequel to the superior story of me being a stranger's wife? Was the bad part meant to show me the faded spots that I need to enhance and keep my eyes on? You know I don't like colorless endings, so can I maybe sugarcoat it a little? Can I say you were my favorite vacation I dreaded to depart from? That you were my homeland for a while? At least until I heal my wings and I'm ready to fly again. Because now the questions keep me stranded in a foreign land. So can I please? This is the shortest poem in this book, and I remember that I wrote it only on like a piece of a paper, also subripped piece of a paper I found somewhere on my desk, and I was healing the heartbreak when I wrote this. And I remember that at first this wasn't even supposed to be a poem. This was me talking to myself, literally asking this question myself, the universe, the stars. I was screaming this question to abyss because I didn't know, and it so felt like I needed to find those answers, that I need to hear those answers, that I need to have it, because I was breaking in the process of writing this question, of asking these questions. The fact that I had the courage to even ask these questions, to think about it, was me breaking myself down. And so I was writing it down on that small piece of a paper, with tears in my eyes, with shaking of my hands, because the thing that I was writing down at that point of time, I wasn't ready for. I wasn't ready to admit it, but as I was healing, I was considering all those emotions and everything that happened, and all those kind of like being aligned with stars, and everything has its own meaning, and kind of being tangled with all the messy tarot readings and all the healing quotes I was absolutely not ready for. I was being somewhere tangled in that universe of those things and trying to find my way out. So I was questioning everything. As I was healing, I was questioning truly everything. I was questioning myself, that person, the whole relationship that happened, everything that was happening at that present moment as I was writing this. And it was those thoughts like, did this really happen so we can find our home, or were we really only destined to meet to find better versions of ourselves? And those thoughts were so hurtful to me and so heartbreaking, because when you love somebody, and for me, I realized that I loved that person only after I lost him. So it was like, was this our destiny? Was your destiny to show me that I can love, to show me how much I can love, to show me my love, and then to let go of me, so I can be a better version than as I was with you? And I truly think, like, in that relationship, I was a good version of myself, because I've been working on myself for years, even back then. So I think I was amazing version, because that was all I knew at that point of time. Now I think I'm better version. And I'm not saying this in a cocky way, but I'm pretty sure that you can understand that. You can understand this concept if you are working on yourself, if you are healing, that you're an amazing person. I truly believe whoever you are, whatever, like, doesn't matter where you are watching it, when you are watching it, I truly believe that you're an amazing person. And of course, when we look back at our old versions, it's like, yeah, she was so stupid, or he was so stupid, like, though that wasn't that smart. No, you weren't stupid. I wasn't stupid. We weren't stupid. We just didn't know any better. That were our versions that we knew all they did. Like, you can be a better version of yourself unless you experience things. And that's what made me this version of I am today. So yes, I think I'm even more amazing than I was back then. But it felt like that love really happened to show me all the faded spots that I had, because looking back at the situation or all the things that I experienced, it doesn't matter if they were good things or bad things during that. I don't even say during the relationship, but mostly the bad things happened during the breakup, and it wasn't even bad things, but I think it were the things that I didn't really know before, I haven't had experience previously, so it was something new to me, and those new things brought a lot of bad emotions, or the emotions that were also unfamiliar to me, and perhaps even me responding to some of those things. That's how the bad emotions came. Because as I was saying, now I know better, and now I know that if some of those situations would come to me again, which I hope they will not, because lesson learned, it's here, lesson learned, written down, read many times, we can move on, please. What I was saying. Oh gosh. Um, Oh yeah, so if that things would come back to me now, or if they would come to me again, I'm pretty sure that now I would react differently, and the things that I labeled back then as kind of like bad things or bad emotions, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have those emotions anymore, because I would react differently. Perhaps part of me would even avoid to be in that situation, but that's all because I experienced that, so now I know how to act. So I wasn't stupid, but I was asking these questions, and when I kind of was going through it, I just didn't want to believe that I am even asking those questions, because it's like, did it really happen? We already learned so much during the life, and did I truly need to experience also this? I don't think so, but I was experiencing it, so I was trying to navigate to the best of my possibilities that aspect of losing that person, and then trying to heal it. And the fact about me is that sometimes I like to tell myself that life would be so much easier if you didn't feel this much, if you could lose a little bit. But it's like, that's who I am. That's who I am. Yes, I feel so strongly. I love deeply, and apparently, if we are in some kind of relationship, it's serious, and I love you, and I want to keep you. So I cannot just go off and run from bed to bed or be that version. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you're like this, or if you know anybody like this, there's nothing wrong with that. I have many friends that we are literally like yin yang. There is nothing wrong with that. They understand my perspective, I understand their perspective. Nothing is wrong with either of these. Do what is best for you. And I found out that for me, the best is when I truly heal, and when I sit with my emotions, when I kind of dwell and cook myself in those emotions, because I'm like tomato. This will be terrible, but imagine that you are going to cook a tomato in a boiling water, and imagine that the tomato would have many skins, yeah, many skins, you know what I mean. And as you're cooking the tomato, the skin of the tomato will start peeling off. And sometimes with me or my emotions, it literally feel like I am a tomato, and I need to go sit in that boiling water so all the skin will peel off, and I will be left only with raw surface to work in, or with the most juicy part and the sweetest part to work with. So yeah, I'm like a tomato, and I need to experience it, I need to feel it, and I need to feel it myself, and I just can't go and find some another person to took that pain away, because nobody will take my pain away, because the pain cannot be taken away. Pain can be only a little bit dwelt, you can only heal it. And The only person that can heal your pain is yourself. Yes, there are some pains or some parts of the pain that somebody else needs to do for you in certain aspects, or that they need to show you something better, or they need to not even show you better, but they need to replace that pain with something better or with some positive experience. And for me personally, it's one of my childhood traumas, or even not even childhood, but it's like one of my things that I cried many times because of this. It sounds so stupid, and it is stupid, but it's not stupid for me, so it may be stupid for many people, but I'm 25 and I've never really been in a relationship, and this is so funny, or like, yeah, it's funny, but also I cried because of it many times, so funny with tears in my eyes. But I never held, like, as I was never truly in a relationship, I never held hands with any man on the street, or I never received flowers. And that's like, it's destroying me. It's truly destroying part of myself. And I can love myself as much as I want. I can be confident in myself. I can think how amazing I am. I can give myself so many things. But this is my pain that somebody else will kind of need to heal to certain aspects or show me better. They will need to replace the pain with something positive. They will need to replace that pain with giving me flowers, with holding my hand on the street. And that's like, it's so stupid, but this is something that is truly kind of affecting me. And I'm not even sure, or like, I know why it's affecting me, but there is many aspects of it, and it's connected to the trauma of me thinking when I was younger that I cannot be loved, and then like not experiencing it, and then kind of being 25, so you are in this age where many people around you either way had already a couple of relationships, or they are married and having kids, or they're like in a years long relationship. And then when you are there as not never having any of those, is like, yeah, okay. So that's something I cannot deal with on my own. There will have to be something that will help me with this, and I'm fully aware of it. So the pain can be replaced, but at the end of the day, if you truly want to heal, you need to do it yourself. And I worked on this. The years ago, I couldn't even say it out loud. 2 years ago, when I was trying to explain this concept to my friend about the flowers, my voice was cracking as I was trying to explain her this freaking concept of flowers. And now I can talk about it. Now I'm fully aware that this is something that it's not even like I need to work on, but it's something that I'm aware of. And sometimes when you're aware of the things, that's already a win. So I am aware of it, and it's here. But at the end of the day, I needed to work on it to be aware of it. I need to work on myself to kind of go back to those memory lines and to try to find that string of why am I feeling like this? Why is it triggering me? Like during the last year, every time I walk to the gym, I'm going by this flower shop. There were times, there were days when every time I look at those flowers, I had to fight back the tears in my eyes. I truly had to fight back the tears so I won't start crying, because I was only walking past the flowers, but I saw the most beautiful bouquets and everything, and I was like, they're so beautiful. And all I had in my head was like, you never got it from any man, you never got it. And it's like, why I never got it? Why I never had a man in my life that would find me worthy buying me flowers. And it's not about that's the thing, that it's not about the freaking flowers. I can buy myself flowers. I bought myself many beautiful things that I'm so happy to have, or some so silly things that I'm happy. I receive a couple of things, even like I receive things from other people or from my mom. I receive flowers from my mom and everything, but it's about the gesture. It's not about the flowers. It's about the gesture that should hide behind gifting somebody flowers. And yes, I can receive flowers from my mom, but like, isn't it different when you receive flowers from somebody that loves you, like from romantically loves you, from some man or from some woman? Isn't it better? And the question is, I don't, the question, and the thing is that I don't know, and that is the thing that is also kind of destroying me, that I have this question, I have this feeling in my head, in my head that I truly think is correct, but then I have there also this question of, well, you don't know, of me not knowing, so I don't know, the same way as I didn't know anything when I was writing these questions. And part of me was truly thinking that I won't even put it into the book, but then it felt like it's important part of the healing, because when you're asking these questions, I think that's like such a big step in healing. Because looking back, some thoughts or some ideas or some truths I couldn't even say out loud. It hurt when I was even thinking those, but when I needed to say it out loud, it felt like when I will say it out loud that it will suddenly be reality. Even though it might be already a reality, there is a big chance that it was already the reality, but I was kind of living in this kind of being naive bubble and not admitting things as they are, because I didn't want to admit them, because I was hurt to admit them. I was hoping that something will change and that the person will return to me, so that he will kind of like walk back into the bubble and will take my hand in the bubble and take me back to the real world, where the breakup or all that heartbreak is not reality. So when I started to ask this question, is like the fact that I wrote that I will be a stranger's wife. Please, I was crying for months, even thinking about the idea that I will love somebody else. I was crying about the idea that I will love some other man. And that's so crazy to me, because I love loving. Like, I love to love people. I love to give energy to my people and to be loved. But the idea that I will love some other man, I can't even tell you how many times I was falling asleep, crying, that I just don't want to. I don't want to love any other man because I want him. So then asking the questions like, was that truly your main reason to be in my life, so I can be somebody else's perfect wife? Oh, I was twisting my heart open, but as a tomato, I needed to get inside. Yeah. And I also kind of hinted at all those feelings and all this heaviness that comes with asking these questions, that I wrote that, can I sugarcoat it a little? Can I say that you were my homeland? Can I say that you were my favorite vacation? And yes, maybe he was my favorite vacation, but he was never my homeland. Yes, I started to feel like home. I started to feel home with him, but he was never truly my homeland. He was not, but it was like, can I please tell you? Can I please tell me? Can I please tell them? Can I please write here that you were my homeland? Can I just please put it down? Because it felt like I was continuing kind of in the naivety and kind of shielding myself and my heart from that reality. So I was bribing myself, because these words were also for myself. I was writing this whole book for myself, for my heart, for my soul, for my mind. I was writing it firstly for myself, because these words were something I either needed to say or to think or to process. It was for me. This is my healing, that I hope that it will help some other people to heal and to feel. So when I was writing this, it was, can I get more time? Because I'm not ready. I'm not ready to continue with this book, or I'm not ready to finish this book. I am not ready to fly again. I am not ready to seek another relationship. I'm not ready to even think that we are truly over, or to truly be like a big girl and say that, yeah, we are over, we are no longer in a relationship. I was not ready. So it was like, it was probably me begging the universe, myself, can I please be gentle with myself? Can I please have more time? And that's what this poem is about. It's very short, and Maybe lyrically it's not my strongest one, but I kind of liked how raw it is and how real it is, because these questions will come. And I'm not sure if you're going through this, but I am pretty sure you know what I'm talking about, what I was feeling. And yeah, if you are going through this, all I'm going to say is that ask as many questions as you need, as you want. Ask those questions and take your time, because those questions can be only answered by you. And they can be those questions. Firstly, you need to write those questions, and then maybe time will help you answer some of those questions, but many of those questions need to be answered by you. And that's all I'm going to say. Just remember that you are loved, you deserve to be loved, you matter, and you're amazing, and I love you. And if you're curious, this is available on Amazon. Some of my paintings are available currently on Etsy shop, and there's already a couple of poems published. So if you're curious about some other poems, feel free to check them out. And I'm so thankful for you that you are here, if you're still here. I'm so thankful for you, and hopefully see you next time. Have a nice day. Bye.